Jared Big Baby Anderson takes the ring this weekend in his first main event. He'll be going up against former IBF heavyweight champion and Charles Martin.
The GOAT.
But before we get into that, welcome back to All Takes, No Whiffs. I'm Alex and that's Christian. And I am super looking forward to seeing Anderson fight someone who's probably going to be his best test yet. I know I've said that probably for all of his past fights, but it's true. Every fight, this guy is just taking a step up. And this honestly is going to be a really, really big step up for him. I feel like Charles Martin, like I said, is a former world champion himself. So it's going to be probably, I think, the longest Jared Anderson has been in the ring.
Definitely his biggest test, biggest name on his resume up to this point. But to be completely honest, Charles Martin is not good, especially now since he's on his way out. The way he got beat by Anthony Joshua, I think that just showed like he was kind of lucky to be in that position to have that belt. But that was years ago at the same time. So now he's just even older. I don't know. This is looking like Charles Martin's last chance, I guess. Like if he could pull off an upset against a big prospect like this, maybe he could get his name back into the mix, but I just don't see it. Especially how Luis Ortiz put him out in his last fight. But as far as Big Baby, Jared Anderson should win this fight easily, to be honest with you. A man is 14-0 with 14 KOs, not on no Edgar Berlanga things. Yeah, I'm still letting off shots over here in this video. I don't care. But Jared Anderson looking a lot more legit. His team and Top Rank is handling his progression really well, in my opinion. And this is a good example right here. Solid name to add to the resume, but at the same time, it's like realistically a guy he could beat while getting something good out of this fight to take that next step. So I do like this matchup for sure. Stylistically, Jared Anderson carries more power for sure. Jared Anderson carries more technical ability for sure. Jared Anderson, I would say, I would give him the physical advantages. I'm not sure exactly. I feel like Charles Martin might be taller than him or like have a reach advantage, but even then, with how strong Big Baby is, that I give him the physical advantage. So this should be clean work for Anderson for sure.
Yeah, you said everything pretty much spot on. I will say one thing that I would like to see Anderson work on, and I say this every single time too, is his defense. I mean, the defense just isn't there at times. He gets hit at times, and if he actually gets hit by someone who's got a little power, and Charles Martin's got 26 KOs,
Yeah.
so he may feel a little something for this fight, but I just want to see him clean up that defense a bit, not get hit around so much. But at times, Jared Anderson is kind of still, that head kind of just sits there sometimes, so maybe Charles Martin can maybe catch him at a time. I wouldn't mind seeing Jared Anderson, see what that chin is like. We haven't really seen it tested too much yet, but really all I want to see is Jared Anderson clean up that defense, and then I think this guy's going to be pretty well along because he's got everything on the offensive side already, and 14 fights, 14 KOs. Let's see if he can make it 15 for 15.
I definitely am of the opinion that that's going to happen. I agree. His defense definitely needs to be improved, and he could definitely improve it in this fight. But the only thing is, I don't think Charles Martin is going to be enough of a test ultimately. Like, just with how far removed he is
He's
from
a
even being
solid
a world
puncher,
champion.
though.
Yeah, I guess, but he's just the way he
No,
got
I get
handled
what you're.
by Luis
I
Ortiz.
get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. And this kind of leads me to my prediction, honestly, with everything in mind. Even though this is supposed to be his biggest test up to this point, I think this is going to be easy work for Big Baby. I don't even think that this is going to be his longest fight up to this point. I think he's going to get a round 5 knockout over Charles Martin.
That's very interesting because I actually have the same exact thing. I wrote this down earlier when I was doing my research for the fight. I wrote a fifth round knockout too. So I think that Anderson is going to get this done in the 5th round. I think that it's going to take a little longer than most of his fights. Most of his fights are 2nd to 3rd round knockouts.
Yeah.
So not saying that's too much longer, but he's going to be in the ring for a couple more minutes for this fight. Hopefully get a little more work in. But I think that Anderson is definitely going to be getting a knockout in this fight for sure. And I think it's going to be getting done in the 5th round like Christian.
Yeah, it's just I know Jared Anderson needs this test, and Charles Martin is a name we know, but it's kind of a funny name at the end of the day right now. Like, just all due respect to him, he's a fighter, he's a warrior, but like the way he's been put out by Anthony Joshua and Luis Ortiz, I just can't get it out of my mind. Like, it's just he got done dirty by both of those guys, to be honest. So The way that Jared Anderson fights, I can't envision anything other than the same way. So best of luck to Charles Martin for sure. And one more thing I want to address. This is just a speculation because I forget who it was interviewing Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson is out of pocket. This man needs to check himself. He's not going to retire in 3 to 4 years.
I hope not.
It's just because at that point, in 3 to 4 years, realistically, I think that's when he should be either just
In his
becoming a world
prime.
champion or challenging for the title. And basically, it sounds like he's just trying to win a world title and dip, and not judging anybody's path, how they want to reach success. And if he has any other ventures, I guess, lined up that he could get something going with, good for him, sure. But it's just a shame to see that he's not chasing legacy, because that's some of the most, like, the things I respect about fighters the most is they're trying to be remembered, trying to have their name live on. And from what I'm hearing, Anderson wants the bag. Nothing wrong with that. This is his career, and he makes the decisions. But I'm 3 to 4 years retiring at 27, 28. That's not good.
Yeah, it's not good, and I hope that's not the case. But since this is a top-ranked card, we got a lot of top-ranked prospects on the undercard for
Mm-hmm.
this. A lot of good ones too. You got Jahi Tucker. This dude's hilarious, honestly. Love his social
Yeah.
media stuff and everything. But he's gonna have a pretty good test for him this weekend. Delonte Tiger Johnson, one of my absolute favorite prospects right now.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be in the ring this weekend. Also got Abdullah Mason. He'll be in there too, and then Dante Benjamin. This dude had a crazy knockout in his last fight, so definitely check them out.
Without a doubt, from the headline with Jared Anderson being a top, not prospect anymore, but like up and coming name, to all the prospects on the undercard, there's gonna be a stacked card for honestly the future of boxing. Just keep an eye out for that for sure, because in a few years, all these guys are gonna be main eventers, in my opinion.
Delonte Tiger Johnson, remember that name.
For sure, for sure. Tiger Johnson, man, he's gonna be.
He's smooth and so sweet in the ring. Just watch his fight and you'll see what I
Mm.
mean.
Honestly, Jahi Tucker too. I rock with Jahi Tucker. I like how creative he is in the ring. I give him credit for that for sure. But really solid top rank card coming up this weekend. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see our recap next week. We're gonna have a lot to talk about with all these names on this card. And leave us a comment down below. How do you think this fight's gonna go for Jared Anderson? Do you think Charles Martin is gonna do it? Is he gonna stop the momentum?
No.
No, not at all. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and leave a like if you would like. We would appreciate all the support. And I just cannot wait for Jared Anderson to get back into the ring. But until then, peace.
Peace.